Welcome to TWitWoW, the best wrestling podcast made for wrestling fans by wrestling fans on the web today. I'm John. That's my cohort and commentary, Ashton. And this is the week in review. So let's just talk about some miscellaneous stuff because we know the core of these reviews is WWE throughout the week. I saw a few Bound for Glory results, mainly one, Jordan Grace's Knockouts Championship reign has come to an end. Masha Slamovich is now the new Knockouts champion. I think that's very interesting. I've seen a bit of Slamovich. I think she'll make a fine Knockouts champion. No problem there. The other result, which I got to give credit to Ashton because I believe he did predict this when we were kind of having slight conversations about Bound for Glory. My opinions on it. Nick Nemeth, or as I call him on here, Nick Nemeth, not even once, has retained the TNA World Championship against Joe Hendry. I think it's a categorical mistake, par for the course for TNA. Joe Hendry is incredibly over. I don't understand why you wouldn't capitalize on your biggest babyface at the biggest show that you have per year, essentially the closest thing you have to a WrestleMania. But they're going with Nemeth. So he retained. I don't know what this means going forward, but I heard some people say that apparently Hendry's deal might be coming up in January. So I don't know if we could even expect Joe Hendry as a surprise entrant in the Royal Rumble potentially. I don't know. But I'm very disappointed he didn't win the world title. But that's TNA news. Ashton, I know before we went live, you watched some AEW highlights. Is there anything you would like to talk about from AEW this week?
Yeah, I had to fix the background real quick. Actually, I still had our stardom background up. But yeah, no, honestly, AEW this week was pretty uneventful. Um, really, I would say the only positive thing that I can say about AEW this week is that Mariah May cut a really great promo on Anna Jay on Rampage. And that's really all that I can praise about AEW. If you want me to get into some criticisms, I could, but I don't know how you want to handle that or not.
I mean, I feel like we are they unique criticisms or are they criticisms we made before of AEW, like essentially? Because
I mean, if you
yeah,
dive deep enough into the annals of history, you could probably find the same ones that I would make tonight.
I think we could just skip over it then. Because we have bigger fish to fry, mainly this bloodline civil war. So pretty much let's talk about Raw and SmackDown kind of both here because they kind of form a continuum. Let's start with Raw though, because I know you even said after Raw Monday night that the ending really upset you and that you could rant about this. So we had Jey Uso versus Braun Breaker for the Intercontinental title rematch. Match is going along fine, and then suddenly the camera kind of works. They focus in on Jay's look. Jay has a concerned look on his face, and then come to find that Solo and Jacob have bought tickets to the show, and Jay is like, "What are you doing here? I don't want you here." And then Solo is like insisting, "We're here to help. We're here to help." Blah blah blah. Then later in the match, match continues because Braun tries capitalizing. Jay actually thwarts that. Then a little later in the match, Jay's on the outside again, but on the other side of the barricade, the opposite side of the arena, and Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa seemingly are there, and they're kind of hand on the shoulder, like, "Yeah, man, you got this." And then he super kicks him, does Jay, which that causes Solo to be like, "Man, what are you doing?" And the whole thing kind of breaks down. And long story short, there comes a point in the match where, first of all, Jacob and Braun had a stare down, which I thought was the most epic part of this whole thing.
Hmm.
Because I'm thinking, like, in 5 years, that's a WrestleMania main event waiting to happen, in my opinion. I really, really like that visual. But Timu Bloodline ends up costing Jay the Intercontinental title. Jacob gets a Samoan drop on the announce table. Braun gets Jay back in the ring, spears him. 1, 2, 3. And I know you said that this upset you because this kind of circumvents the need for Roman or Jimmy, for that matter, given what happened Friday, which kind of irked me. It circumvents their need to have to do any emotional labor, any unpacking, any introspection, and to really earn Jay's goodwill and forgiveness. And now we just have kind of the enemy of my enemy is my friend situation. They have a common foe now because Jay has been materially deprived of what he worked so hard for because of Solo and his bloodline. So I want to give you the reins because at the time you said that you really wanted to sound off on this. So now that you've had a chance to kind of marinate on it, what are all of your feelings here?
The biggest problem that I have here is literally just that Roman and more specifically Jimmy did not show up to try to help Jay. Because if you want to try and earn the man's trust back, if you want to try and earn his respect back, if you want to show to him that you are, trying to get back in his good graces rather than just telling him, "Hey, we want your help back," or "Hey, the Roman wants to be your tribal chief again." Show him, help him, know ahead of time as a former tribal chief that the current wannabe tribal chief is going to want to fuck with the dude that threatened his secondhand man and show up and try to fucking help him. I think the absolute best writing angle that they could have done here would be to have Solo and Jacob show up the exact way that they did with the tickets. And by the way, got to give props to Solo because he's showing legitimate comedy chops lately. And the acting of showing off the tickets and being like, "Yeah, we got tickets," and like the goofiness there was actually really good. He's not Roman, obviously, but he's also showing that you don't have to be Roman in order to be a successful top guy. Um, and then, yeah, have fucking Roman and Jimmy show up and beat the fuck out of them, but then have the Tongans be the reason that Jay loses and have Jimmy and Roman be like, "CJ, this is why we need you because we can do everything in our power to try and help you, but we're losing the numbers game because it's four of them and only two of us. And even with your help, it would still only be three. So we've still got recruiting to do, but you would even the odds a little more." Like they could show at least, they could at least bare minimum show that they are at least willing to try to help Jay succeed on his own because obviously that was the whole problem that they had previously was that Roman was only unwilling to set his ego aside for anyone else in his bloodline, and Jimmy didn't want to do anything but tag with his brother. So if they would literally just try and help Jay retain his singles championship that he won on his own, it would literally prove that both of them have gotten over their own egos and over their own shit in interest of trying to reunite their version of the bloodline, and they couldn't even fucking write that. I feel like they missed on the biggest opportunity here, and it's just lazy writing now. It's literally just like, well, the enemy of my enemy is my friend, so I guess I'm gonna have to forgive my brother. And it seemed like they're at least holding off on having Jay forgive Roman at the end of SmackDown because he did hug Jimmy, but he did still kind of side eye Roman at least. But still, it just feels like such incredibly lazy writing. Like I just hate it so much. You Even if all you would have done is had Jimmy and Roman try to help Jay retain, even if they would have failed, even if you still wanted to go forward with putting the title back on Braun, which is a decision I support. I've literally been saying since the day before Jay Law or won the title from Braun, or at least earlier on in the day that Jay won the title from Braun. Jay might win the title and then just drop it right back to Braun real quick afterwards. And that would be cool because then it gets Jay's name in the record books as an Intercontinental Champion. And that's good. Because how can you call the man main event Jay Uso without giving him any singles titles? But
Yeah.
like, you didn't even have Jimmy and Roman show up. Like character wise, in terms of the Jimmy Uso and Roman Reigns characters, these guys are not baby faces. These guys are not good dudes. They have made zero effort to make up to Jay at all. There's been no effort by them to make up for all the shit that they did to Jay. Roman tortured Jay for 3 years, and Jimmy fucked Jay out of the world title once and then fucked Jay out of the IC title several times. And no effort's been made to be like, "Oh yeah, no, we fucked up. Let's make fucking amends." No, nothing has been done. And already Jay's forgiven Jimmy, and even that is probably a tick too far, honestly. But it's like you're my brother. I can forgive you for fucking up if you see the error of your ways. But like, I don't get it. I don't get why the writing has gotten so bad in this when it used to be so good.
Yeah, first of all, I mean, we're not gonna be on this long because I just agree with you, and I think you said everything perfectly, and you laid out the case perfectly. I also want to say that I do agree with Javaris. I think Javaris makes a good point that Jacob attacks Jay, but just lets Braun slide with spearing Solo. Like, you're the right hand guy. Shouldn't you be fucking up anybody that fucks with your tribal chief accidentally or
That's
not?
another
So
thing. It's like, if you wanted to really mentally justify it, you could be like, oh, well, Jacob was smart enough to know that it was Jay's fault that Braun speared Solo because he was aiming for Jay, but Jay got out of the way. It's like, well, okay, but then why is it that in literally every fucking tag match, when there's a miscommunication, there's always the blame getting put on the what actually happens rather than the intention in wrestling? Like, why is it that all of a sudden now there's a random ass dude, and it just so happens to be a dude whose entire character is like this super like wild savage Samoan guy that we're giving credit of being intelligent enough to figure out that intent matters? Like, what the fuck is that?
yeah, yeah. I mean, again, you make solid points, and I will say, man, for my money, like again, you already covered Raw perfectly, and you touched on SmackDown. I And look, you know that I do not like Jimmy Uso, just like as a character, like he just annoys me. But like I really hated seeing that hug, bro. Because I'm like, it just felt like such an unearned emotional beat. And I'm like, no, you gotta lay the groundwork
And
for
to me,
that.
the
You gotta
worst
you gotta
part
earn
about
it.
it is the crowd is completely eating out of the palm of their hands. The crowd popped for it big time.
Yeah, which like what a tragic message that they're popping and cheering for Roman and everything does. It's like, hey, we know you're a gaslighting abuser, narcissistic, all that stuff, but we love you. Get in here. It's like, no, no. Like, look, am I enjoying Roman Reigns too? Yes, but have I said consistently, and have you said consistently, there needs to be writing there. There needs to be redemption there. There needs to be accountability there and earning it there. Yes. Yes. Like, I don't know. And speaking of, like, I know this is like loosely related, but also kind of interconnected. It's also a similar problem I had with the Triple H Randy Orton segment on Friday. Um, on one hand, as a Kevin Owens fan, I like that they're trying to build him up as a threat again, seemingly, because Triple H's whole, I'm protecting you from him. But like, I feel like it's such revisionist history because he's like, oh, Kevin's never cared about anybody in this business. Stares in Sami Zayn. Are we just going to completely disregard that relationship and act like, oh, Randy, you were the first friend Kevin Owens really had? That was weird to me, dude. I'm like, no, no. Like, him and Sammy clearly made up. They clearly won the tag titles at the main event of fucking WrestleMania. They clearly have a long standing and albeit complicated relationship, but there is genuine love and respect there. Why are we acting like Randy pulled the sword from the stone? Like, I don't
Dude,
know.
that's been bothering me too. I hate how much they've been just ignoring Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens' history.
Yeah, and like, what the hell? Because,
Yeah, the
and
writing in this whole thing, like with the bloodline stuff and the Kevin Orton stuff, has been really honestly insulting.
I agree because like again, it's weird for me, especially with the KO story, because I've wanted to see him get back in the main event. I've wanted to see him get a juicier storyline.
Yeah.
And like it's finally happening, but I can't ignore the pink in my burger. I'm like, this isn't cooked all the way through. Like, what are you doing? Like, mention Sammy, talk about Sammy, maybe talk about like why Kevin liked
Sammy
Randy.
just literally just showing up on one episode of SmackDown could smooth over the inconsistencies in both of these stories.
Yeah, yeah, and just maybe Sammy having a backstage because he's done plenty of backstage segments with Jay,
Yeah.
and be like, Jay, are you really sure you're ready to forgive Jimmy? And how are you going to get along with Roman? And then they could have it out expositionally. Same way, Sammy could talk to Randy and be like, I don't know what Triple H is talking about. Nobody knows Kevin Owens better than me. And let me tell you what you have to look forward to at Crown Jewel. Stuff like that. Or maybe Sammy even sides with Kevin and he's like, Randy, you are kind of a dick. That'd be interesting too. I don't know. But yeah, to act like
I
Sammy
just
doesn't
feel like
even
they've dropped
exist.
the ball on both of these stories so fucking badly. And again, though, the thing that sucks to me is that like the writing is very like objectively bad, inconsistent, and bad. and like they're completely ignoring Owens' history with Zayn in the Orton feud, and they're making zero effort to have Owens or Roman and Jimmy reform in that feud or in that story, and it doesn't fucking matter. The crowd is just eating it up no matter what. The crowd pops huge for Orton getting his match against Owens, and the crowd pops huge for the Jimmy J hug, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Am I like am it's like do I just need to stop watching wrestling at this point and just start watching like fucking anime and like TV dramas that are actually like written well? Because
Yeah.
like is my bar too fucking high for wrestling to the point that they're clearing the bars of the people that are their target audience and mine is just too fucking high or something? This is ridiculous.
I mean, bro, you and I have had that conflict with ourselves for a while, but I think what makes this so concerning, in my opinion, is that these are like prominent narrative gaps, right? Like, it's not just you and I being like, oh, maybe we're just different, maybe we're just the old fogies watching wrestling now. No, these are like very clear and established narrative gaps that the idea that they can vault over them and still get the pops is really disheartening to me. Um, yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. I gotta tell you, wrestling this week, because I didn't watch SmackDown, but I watched the relevant clips. I think maybe NXT was probably the best show this week.
Yes, again,
Uh,
NXT is the best show on TV, the best wrestling show on TV right now.
yeah, because like fuck LA Knight and like that whole thing with him being
Oh
special guest referee. The idea that you would
God.
even make him an official for match
Right?
seven
Like,
and what?
whose
Yeah,
idea was that? Who was like, oh man, this guy really hates both of these guys that have been feuding and they both won his title. Let's make him the special guest referee for their big fucking blow off match. Like, whose idea was that? Who thought that was a good idea?
and this is where I need to give Javaris credit again and kind of rope at least one of his comments back in because he said earlier it's almost as if they are putting everything in fast forward because they got a Saudi show. Because in my mind, bro, this is to fast track them doing a triple threat at Crown Jewel for the US title. And it's like, I figured we would do that. But the thing is, I don't like that they meddled with this. Even commentary was like, at least as far as kayfabe and the LA Knight character, I don't know about that one, Chief. So I actually like the commentary kind of called LA Knight out. Almost makes me wonder if they're going to try and turn him back into a heel, but I doubt it. Just because like these matches have genuinely gotten both guys over. And I feel like a series usually has that effect. I mean, it worked wonders for Sheamus and Cesaro years ago when they did it before they became the bar. So this series, no, Super Blue. This series has done wonders for getting both guys over. And then you have LA Knight come in and do his stuff, but the crowd is still doing the yeah because crowds love one word chants, as we know historically. So I hated that writing. And I thought that that was ridiculous. What else happened on SmackDown? I think Bailey helped Naomi beat Candice. So that's cool. I feel like the SmackDown Women's
No.
Division,
Oh
yeah.
yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know if I'd say that Bailey helped Naomi beat Candice because really what was happening was Indy was trying to help Candice and Bailey neutralized her, and that allowed Naomi to get a clean win over Candice.
Yeah. I mean, the other one of the other big things is fucking Motor City Machine Guns win the tag tournament, and then the same night they win the tag titles.
Yeah.
That was
Their
crazy.
second night in WWE, they win the titles.
I gotta say,
It's
like, I know you and I
unprecedented.
Yeah, dude, I know. I know you and I have said before that, like, how can I put this? That there's no such thing as like too soon if you're like really hot and over. I do just wish though that they would have let the machine guns breathe just a tad. Maybe get some mic work in there, some personality establishment. But man, no, we got the titles on them. I'm not going to complain too much about this because I do like the guns and I am curious what kind of a title reign they'll have. I'm sure
I mean,
people
here's the
want
thing,
like
dude. From what I understand, and this is not something that's been like published anywhere. This is just educated speculation.
yes.
The machine guns got the push that was supposed to go to the Lucha Brothers.
See, that makes sense because I know Lucha Bros probably would have been a very hot tag team commodity in WWE, but good for the Guns. If you would have told me in 2024 that one of my favorite tag teams in TNA would be in WWE and win the fucking tag titles, that sounds like my childhood fantasy booking or my early teenage fantasy booking. So it's a wild time. And I will say congrats to the Guns. Again, I'm not going to be a sourpuss about it. Just curious how that reign's going to go, is all.
I
What else?
honestly don't expect it to last super long, but I could see them getting a good like maybe 3 4 months out of it.
As much as I love the guns, I gotta be honest with you though, like my heart is just like breaking for the Street Profits because I'm like, when are they doing the next big
Dude,
thing? I,
I
you
no,
know,
I really honestly, I'll tell you right now, if the Street Profits do turn heel, I hope that they beat the Guns within the next like 2 months.
yeah, yeah. I think you want to talk about a series of matches, the way like Carmel and Andrade are having. Give me several matches between Profits and the Guns, because like
Yeah.
a tag team series, when you get two great tag teams, I mean TNA they did it with Beer Money and the Guns, and it was incredible. Yeah, I think those two tag teams could cook. And scouring through SmackDown, I think we've already talked about all the major beats already. So let's just canvas the rest of Raw after the main event. We got Seth and Bronson Reed at Crown Jewel. Again, to go back to Javaris's point, I hate when these fucking shows happen, not just because of the shows themselves and the political aspect, but I just feel like everything is awkwardly produced. Everything is kind of the more compelling stuff is stalled. And to give an example of what I mean by that, the compelling stuff being stalled, you look at Cody Gunther right now. As much as I hate Cody, and I'm gonna really, really restrain myself from going on another rant because nobody needs that in their lives. If I'm the Cody character, I don't understand how you're not dividing your attention between like doing the Gunther thing and wanting to go after Kevin Owens. Now, again, I get that Randy's got him at Crown Jewel, but he beat the shit out of me outside my own tour bus, right? I'm pretty sure that there's no transitive property. Like every time I got kicked, Randy felt it. So I want my pound of flesh too. Why am I being so abnormally focused on Gunther? Like I get that it's a championship or a crown jewel championship match. I get that it's the big pay-per-view thing, but I'm just saying as a character, I'd at least be having a segment a week, maybe where I'm conversing with Orton because I also feel like that's a program that's going to happen being like, hey, Randy, how's the KO thing going? Or just making mention of KO as the Cody character once a week. Because, yeah, that was humiliating. My beatdown got shared all over social media, and Kevin Owens is acting like the victim, but he's just so dialed in on Gunther that I don't know, it doesn't feel like a real person to me. I feel like his attention should be more divided,
Dude,
again, as a character.
Cody's not
Um,
a real person. He's a fucking politician.
that's so true. That's you know what? That's on me. I was being ridiculous trying to bring too much logic into it. I apologize, everyone. I'm sorry. Because he is a politician. Um, Happy for Bronson, I guess, but I really don't care about him and Seth. Honestly, I'd like to see Seth back in the world title picture. I want to see him versus Gunther personally, but that's just me. Um, let's see what else here. Oh God. Yeah, okay. So New Day beat Authors of Pain. And then, thanks to R-Truth's health, R-Truth came out, attacked Miz because Miz was at ringside. Then R-Truth got attacked. Kofi and Xavier left. So just to talk about New Day first. And you guys already know my feelings, like my sincere feelings about this, but I am also a fan, and you guys know that I'm a different kind of fan. So I apologize to Foster, and I hope our relationship could survive. But bro, I cannot lie to you. I am starting to love Dickbag Xavier Woods. I think we both knew that this was coming, that this was going to happen. But when he was backstage with Ray, because they're getting ready now to face LWO, I guess like in the finals or whatever, I guess the next stage of this tournament, they're still respectful with Kofi, the LWO is, but clearly, Woods is starting to get the side eye. And Woods essentially says at one point he victim blames Ray for wearing a mask to the ring. And I feel like this is everything I've ever wanted for me tormenting Oscar for what? It feels like over a decade. So I want to personally thank Xavier Woods for saying what we're all thinking. And I also love that Kofi is just like, dude, what the hell? Like, what is going on with you? Low key, they are a less healthy version of us because I know sometimes I could be out of pocket and you're kind of the moral compass where you're like, bro, what? And I feel like Kofi is the Ashton and Xavier Woods is the John. And you know what? I like it. I like it. I dig it. I just don't want the group to break up. But if Xavier Woods is experimenting with being a dick, there is nothing wrong with experimenting. So good on you, Xavier. I'm enjoying it. But now let's talk about the other part, and that's how Karrion Cross is the luckiest motherfucker in the business. Because for one thing, he's associating with Miz. And we know from history, we've given Miz his flowers. He gets Axe over. Now, here's the unique thing: he usually gets babyface Axe over. He got Riley over when he turned babyface, and he got Miz down over when that was starting to become more of a babyface gimmick. Cross, I don't think, is turning babyface. So this is kind of a unique position for Miz, but Miz still has more star power than Cross could ever dream of having. Also, because this is where it gets really interesting. So Truth helps New Day. New Day kind of leave Truth, and they beat the crap out of him, do Authors of Pain and just the Final Testament as a group. The Wyatt Six come out. They're cleaning house, they're clearing the ring. Uncle Howdy looks to get his hands on the Miz, and got Paul Ellering. Paul Ellering, he takes the bullet for Miz with the mandible claw. In a backstage segment later, Miz is trying to get out of the arena because he's selling the fear of the Wyatts because he's the consummate pro. And AOP block his path. And Cross says, well, we have a little problem because you see, you can't leave now. You're in too deep. And one of my guys just took a bullet for you and he got really angry. And then Miz said, okay, we need a plan. So it seems like we have Miz and Final Testament feuding with Wyatt Six. And I would say I don't know how to feel about this, and in truth, I don't in parts, but I think on the whole, I'm against this, mainly because I feel like this is a waste of the Wyatt Six, and I don't know why we're still trying to make Karrion Cross happen. Do you generally agree with these sentiments, or do you have a different take, or just want to check in with you?
Can you restate your take that you're asking whether I agree with it or not?
Just like this whole Wyatt Six versus Final Testament. I think it's a waste of time because I just don't see anything getting Karrion Cross over. I think it's a dud, and I think they should quit the experiment. I think they should have quit the experiment long ago. I'm just wondering how you feel about this program being a thing.
I mean, dude, if you're asking me if I think that they should have given up on Cross a long time ago, you know I'm going to agree with that.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Again, I just feel like Cross is very lucky because they're pairing him with Miz for one thing, who again, like I said, has gotten other acts over in the past. And now they're giving them the Wyatt Six rub when they know the Wyatt Six is a very endeared gimmick on the product. So I don't know. I just feel like
So
Cross is,
hopefully Miz will be able to help contribute to getting the Wyatt Six over.
and that is probably the only positive to come out of this. Yes, is that Miz rubbing shoulders with them. That will help them. But I just think Final Testament is just completely heatless. They have no momentum. Cross just he feels like just a guy. Regardless of my personal opinions about him, he doesn't even feel special as a performer anymore. Like at least in NXT when they had the smoke, the lights, the music, and everything else, and they made the matches quick, like that was the sweet spot. That was the best you were ever going to do with him. Now you're trying to just make him feel like a guy leading this group, but they're not wreaking havoc. They've never wreaked havoc. They've never seen menacing. When he interrupted Roman Reigns the one time on his debut, now this was long before the Final Testament, to be fair, Roman just kind of scoffed at him, like, who the hell is this guy? Just completely heatless. Completely heatless. So yeah, I just can't wait for this shit to be over. I can't wait for Cross's career to be over, quite frankly, because it's an absolute dud.
I
Um,
mean, when you're talking facts, you're talking facts. I'm not going to stop you.
We have Lash Legend and Jakara Jackson. They kind of ran interference on Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez versus Io Sky and Kairi Sane. We know that Io Sky and Kairi Sane, just damage control. They would be on NXT, and I believe did they get the win or was that a no? That was a no contest as well because Piper and Chelsea they ran interference and they took everybody out. So it seems like they're trying to up the women's tag division, which is cool. But yeah, I just want to see Io and Kyrie win the tag titles just once. Goddamn, give me my Sky Pirates title reign. Goddamn it, fuck. So that was essentially nothing. Rhea comes out after, and she's badass because she's really trying to just tag out everybody and do the best she can. She got Liv at one point in a condo clutch because she had neutralized Raquel temporarily. Then Dom saves her, but then Dom gets in the condo clutch, which I thought was a great visual. um, Rhea looked really badass here. And let's see. Okay, I already talked about Reed and Seth. LWO beat the Creed brothers. I completely disagreed with this. I think you should be doing a lot better by American Made. Personally, I would have loved to have seen the Creed Bros versus War Machine in the tag finals, but
Remember when
that's
there was
just me.
actual speculation that maybe Chad might be the one to beat Gunther for the title?
Dude, I know. I know. I love Sammy and I love all the people that were in Gunther's orbit, but you guys know I'm a Chad Gable fan, so I'm always gonna feel a bit robbed. I'm sorry, but that's just how I feel. This dude is way too good, and this faction's way too good for this bullshit. And here's the thing: getting off of my Ray bullshit, I can acknowledge that Ray is a legend, and he's still actually performing at an impressive level all these fucking years later. Like that genuinely, that deserves respect. And I like Dragon Lee, but like American Made had a series of great matches with the Wyatt Six. They seem over as a faction, like for heels. They seem to be over in the right way as heels. LWO, even if it has a legend on it, even if it has solid wrestlers on it, I just I don't know. I don't know. And to see Escobar was really the star of the group because like I cared when he was in it, and now he's doing his own familia, but that also doesn't seem very over. So once again, Latino wrestlers just get in the fucking shaft. Jesus Christ. Just not good. But I mean they advanced here. It should be fun, I guess. I just think American made. They are the hotter product to me right now. They're the hotter commodity. And I don't understand, why LWO won here. Priest and Gunther backstage. We know that that's probably going to be a feud for Gunther post Crown Jewel. Another reason why I hate Crown Jewel. I'd like to be building to this right now. But instead, it's like, hey, I know we're kind of in a pause right now, but when you're done, I'm coming for that title. And it's like, I actually am looking forward to that rematch, but fuck Crown Jewel and fuck Cody Rhodes. And then
And
yeah, the main
fuck
event, which we
Saudi
already talked,
Arabia, the government
and
specifically.
yeah, fuck the Saudi government, absolutely. And okay, yeah, and then Javar, and that's a fair opinion, Javaris. I'm just saying, I feel like post Wyatt Six, they had the meteor angle. What has LWO done lately? That's really all I'm saying. I just feel like LWO, they just really haven't done anything worthwhile. Whereas American Made got Wyatt Six over, and like I just feel like the priorities are all out of whack to me. Plus, American Made I think beat New Day recently, so like again, like I don't know. I just feel like the writing is garbage.
Did they beat New Day
So
clean though, or was it because of miscommunication shit on
I
their
think it was
part?
I think it was because of like miscommunications, but even so, I mean, they're a heel group, so like, what does it matter? You know what I mean? Like they beat one of the best tag teams in WWE history, and LWO. Again, I ask, what have they done lately? It doesn't make any sense to me. Um,
I'm just saying though,
so
like the point of the match wasn't let's put American Made over by having them beat a legendary team. The point of the match was we need to further the New Day story, so we're going to have them lose a match to a team they shouldn't by having them have miscommunication issues.
that is a fair counterpoint. I will concede that to you. I will put my American made bias aside. I guess I'm just frustrated, is all.
And
So
I understand your frustration. It's a very
yeah,
talented team, and they definitely do deserve a push. I think really what it comes down to is I am wondering if this team just got put together with a plan in mind, and then the plan ended up just being to launch the Wyatt Six. And now that that plan already is like completed, they just don't have anything for them. And maybe something will come around at some point, and I'm just kind of waiting for it to happen.
yeah, yeah. Um,
It's like they
yeah.
trusted them with the Wyatt Six, and that's a huge deal. And it's like they clearly trust Chad, and they clearly see a lot in the Creed Bros. So I don't think that it's just a matter of like, oh well, we should just give up hope on them ever getting pushed or featured again. I just think that they're kind of in a lull right now.
Yeah, no, I think you're definitely speaking sense, friend. I can't deny that. I can get out of my own way to see, again, the merit in your points. It's just, I just got to remember that pro wrestling isn't a meritocracy. So there
Yeah,
you
as much
go.
as Triple H would like to convince everyone that it is.
Exactly. Also, just want to make a quick side note. I really do want to wish Samantha Irving good luck with her music career, whatever she's got coming next. I will miss her terribly. I love Lillian. I've
Dude,
always loved Lillian. Welcome back to her, and I really hope it's a fun run for her for sure. But Samantha was something special, 1000%. She
did you
honestly
see
was.
that it turns out that she doesn't even like ring announcing?
Wow, what? That's
Yeah,
crazy.
dude.
So
She was
yeah.
in the comments of her Insta post where she said goodbye to the WWE universe, basically, replying to people talking shit, basically to Ricochet and stuff. And like one of the people, brought up like, "Oh, is this Ricochet's fault?" And she was like, "My husband is a millionaire, so yeah, I don't have to do a job I don't like anymore." And someone else said something, and she was like, "I don't like announcing. It was only supposed to be my way in. I wanted to manage, maybe even be a bit general manager one day, but WWE saw no further future for me besides announcer. I love watching the action, but I don't love being an announcer."
What the fuck?
Right? That's the reaction I had to.
Um, that's nuts, bro.
Yeah,
What the fuck?
yeah.
Cause like, no, I mean, I'm not gonna withdraw my prop. She was on the track to be the GOAT. She was on track to be like the Howard Finkel of her generation, in my mind. I mean, Jesus Christ. She hated it? Damn, that is some fuck shit. Although, so she wanted to be like either like a GM or like what, like a manager for a superstar, she said.
Yeah.
That could have been interesting. I would have given her a chance. I'm disappointed in them actually. They didn't give her a chance. You experiment like it's I know these are very loose threads, but I'm gonna try and connect them anyway because I'm me. I just got done saying how many chances have you given Karrion Cross? And yet you won't take one chance on this woman who people clearly love and adore and like who has done good work with what you have. Again, pro wrestling is not a meritocracy. Again, point proven right there. Um NXT. Let's talk about NXT, which was by far, in my opinion, best program this week, and I know you enthusiastically agreed. So let's talk about NXT. Again, we had Damage Control versus Metaphor, that being Io Sky and Kairi Sane,
Fun
Lash
match.
Legend and Jakara Jackson, and yeah. The according to this report, apparently they gave Metaphor the win by DQ, but again, Chelsea and Piper ran in and took out everybody. Good for Chelsea and Piper, mainly Chelsea. I like when she, looks good and she comes out on top.
No, by
Uh,
the way, I did want to say, Lash, or not Lash. Okay, yeah, no, you're right. It was a DQ. Never mind.
yeah, okay, yeah. Um, so after that, where was I on this? Yes, our girl Jada Parker versus our other girl Tatum Paxley. How'd you feel about this match, bud?
Oh yeah, this was solid. Jada ended up winning here, but I wish they would have gotten more time. Honestly, that's my main thing. Is that the match didn't really have time to cook. I wish they would have gotten a lot more time. I wish this would have gone like 12 plus minutes.
Yeah, I mean Tatum's really gotten better in the ring, and so like I'm very proud of her for that.
This match only went
Jada,
4 minutes, by the way. 4 minutes 17 seconds.
that is kind of sad given how good both women are right now.
Yeah,
I could see this even being a future women's North American or hell, even just NXT women's championship match
that's where
one
I would
day.
go with it for sure.
Yeah. Um, I will say about Jada, I mean, we've already sung her praises. I'm not gonna do that again. But just OTM as a faction are in a weird place because Jada is the star. And wow, look at that. Javaris is finally starting to come around on Tatum. That's really cool. Um, Jada's definitely a star, and NXT is right to push her. I just feel bad for the rest of Out of Mud, man, or Out the Mud, I should say, because they
Dude,
lost to
I
Hank and Tank
can't
this week.
believe they lost to Hank and fucking Tank. What the hell?
I mean, bro, here's the thing. You've got guys like Pro Wrestling Bits and stuff talking about how it's black NXT and like how they're really centering black talent. And in a lot of ways, that's true. It's not because these guys lost that just becomes untrue. But they're a cool tag team. They got that GTA San Andreas aesthetic and vibe. I dig it a lot. And they're losing to a couple of goobers. And like, I don't even necessarily hate Hank and Tank, but I have enough sense to know I feel like OTM in the long term has more viability as a tag team and they could be more profitable. And yeah, I mean, Foster just said Lucian and Bronco are so cool to me. I agree, Foster. I think they're a cool group. I like these guys. I really do. And yeah, it's just NXT disagrees. Hank and Tank won because of whichever NASCAR driver they fucking invited. And I'm like,
Ugh.
God. But when all other talents fail, you can count on our Nigerian king, our Nigerian god king, put some respect on it, Obafemi, to hold things down. What'd you think about his match with Luca Crucifino?
It was delicious.
Oh, dude, I know. That freaking power bomb. Oh my god. He's a
You
beast,
mean the
dude.
one through the ladder?
Yeah, well, both really. The one to win the match, and then yes, the one through the ladder. Um, you know that I've been having a little too much fun with this family, but then again, when pro wrestling's too much fun, is that really a problem given how negative it can be?
Also,
Um,
did you mean to skip over the Stephanie Julia segment?
oh, you know what? That was an accident, probably. Let me find that. Oh, wait, you mean where they're talking about their history and stuff, the video
Yeah,
package?
yeah.
We don't usually talk about video packages, but if there's something
Okay.
you wanted to say about it, go ahead.
No, no. I just really thought it was cool though that we got English subtitles and they were allowed to speak in their native tongue.
I do agree. I do agree. You know what? I am glad you brought that up because that really needs to become the norm. And I feel like it's
Yeah,
going to be because I feel like WWE is really starting to flex like, yeah, we're taking international talent too.
yeah.
Um,
The real drawback and like really I should say the real limitation to that is that the only type of promos you can get away with doing that for is pre-tapes like this because you can't live subtitle accurately usually.
yeah,
So that's
yeah.
why they don't usually do that. Like you can't have them go out to the ring and speak in their dialect and then have like subtitles show up on the Titantron or something like that. Because then like the people wouldn't be paying attention to them; they'd be reading the fucking screen, and it just makes for like a really ineffective promo. But in stuff like this, you can definitely get away with it, and it works well.
Will say too. Now, I'm not trying to start anything or anything. This isn't like a scumbag thing or whatever. I do wonder if NXT sees more in Vaquer than Julia, because they really made Vaquer look badass in this to me by showing all of her championship accolades, and now she's a
Yeah,
world traveled star. I don't know though. Like I think Julia's gonna do fine in the end. I'm not saying that they're gonna make her a job or anything. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying relative to Vaquer, I do wonder who the bigger star is gonna be in NXT because they really seem to be behind her. So yeah, no, I'm liking the women's division for the most part. I just feel bad for the women like Jada because with Stephanie, Julia, and now, oh god, what's the new one's name that we're all
Zarya.
really Zarya? Yeah, she she looks like she is ready to murder. And so yeah, I feel bad for the Jadas and the Tatums of the
Dude,
world because
honestly, just call Jada and Tatum up to the main roster and let them wrestle the women on the main roster for a while and then introduce mid card titles on the main roster and have them win one of those or something. I don't know.
bro, all I want for Christmas is Tayro to be women's tag team champions. That's
Hell yeah!
you know, get them back
Get
together.
Tatum on Raw, and that means Jada can go to SmackDown. And then we get Jada mixing it up with Bailey and Naomi and Bianca. Oh yeah!
And then you don't have to worry about the women's tag titles because in a few years, maybe they'll call Masha Slamovich up and then her and Shayna can win them because all they want to do with Shayna is have
Whoa!
her win tag titles. It's never going to be a singles push for her, unfortunately. But
Wow!
yes,
You hurt me and made me feel excited about the same time.
I'm getting better. That should horrify everyone. Um, yeah, Oba pretty much Joe Pesci this entire family.
He
And
did. I love how last week he called his shot and then he delivered.
I mean, if that's not Chad shit, I
Dude,
don't know
it
what
was
is.
like you won't have your family to back you up, and then this week he destroyed all of them.
Unfortunately, and
While
I do
while Tony D was zip tied to the ring post, by the way.
I mean, I'm telling you, man, you know I'm into mob movies, and I didn't watch the movie itself, but I watched the ending because I just couldn't wait to watch Joe Pesci die. The ending of Casino, where they make Joe Pesci watch as they beat the shit out of his brother with two baseball bats. It was brutal. It was kind of
Bro,
similar to that. Like, have fun with your helplessness, Tony.
why
You
did
fucking
Oba go here and do some shit that's like more like mob shit than the actual family has done since they killed off Pretty Deadly?
I know, right? Have fun watching that, Tony, you fucking paisano. He got exactly what he deserved.
Hell yeah.
That's because I put Oba before everything. But I don't know if you want to divulge the takes of your burner account, but how are you feeling that Oba might be associating with Donald Rump? Nikita Lyons.
What what
Or, well,
what
Lions,
burner
I guess.
count? I
Nikita
don't know
Lyons.
what burner count you're talking about.
Oh, well, of course. But I mean, how do you feel about it? Because I
Oh,
don't know.
it's disgusting.
Yeah, because she seemingly took out Riz. So, you
Oh
know.
God, I hate it so much.
As Nikita was talking to Tyson and Tyreek, who
I
also
hate
deserve to
that
be pushed.
too.
Yeah, I
Why do they
know.
have her associating with all of these incredible, talented black men?
The same reason they have Brooks Jensen beating the shit out of black men. I don't know. It's just very awkwardly
You're
racist.
like, it's the same reason. I don't know what it is, but I bet it's associated.
It's all a triangle. No,
It's
no,
all connected.
no. The mushrooms taught me better. It's all a hexagon. Fuck triangles. Scaling ass.
Oh, the bestigons.
You're damn right. Anyway, let's see here. Okay. So first of all, we got an Andre Chase video package. Apparently, he's going to be facing Ridge in an ambulance match. Good luck with that, you fucking twerp. Um, sure that's gonna go freaking great. Oh, Andre Chase University beatdown. Yeah, well, get ready to experience a new kind of form of student debt, and you're the fucking dean for God's sakes. I mean, that's really bad.
More like
Um,
Andre Chase University eat down on my ass.
oh my God, a bit long-winded, but I can respect it. That was great. Really stuck the landing there. Uh, so we're getting an ambulance match. Should be interesting. Then we get the trick. Ethan, wait, no, I loved Andres, bro. No, well, Foster, I love you so much. So transitive property's got to work there somewhere.
I do
But
like
then we
Andre's
get,
promos. I really do, but I wish that we could like put his brain and his like wrestling experience and savvy and promo skills into like Ridge Holland's body, basically. Because like Ridge has like the look of a really like top level pro wrestler. Chase not so much. Chase looks kind of like a guy that would be working at Subway down the street.
I'm starting to feel a little unhinged for reasons I don't even understand because this has been a pretty normal recording. But you made me want a mad scientist gimmick in NXT where, I don't know, he knocks them both out with nitrous oxide. And then they wake up and they're like, "What have you done?" And he stitched the two together to make a Franken wrestler. It'd be pretty dope. Andre does the talking and Ridge does the wrestling. I'll win a world title within 6 months. It'd be pretty great. Anyway,
So like the family from Get Out, basically.
say, well, kind of. Or if that's too advanced, if science isn't there yet, you could literally just stitch them together. Force them to be conjoined, and then
So
have
human
them work.
centipede.
Yes, because a human centipede is hot. All right, we have
God, you're such a
Trick and
little weirdo.
hey, you're still here. So what does that say about all of us? Uh,
Ay, ay,
Trick and
ay.
Ethan had an in-ring segment. I gotta be honest. I don't even necessarily want to dunk on Ethan too hard because we've already had our criticisms of Ethan, but this is just awkward to me.
Dude, he talks so much. Shut up, dude.
He Here's the thing. He does, you're not wrong, but it's also like you talk so much without really saying anything at all.
He
Um
says so many words just to be like, I'm really good and you're kind of stinky. Ha ha ha. I'm awesome.
and I will say though on Trick's side, like I don't know if I even really like Trick's side either because he just seems so unbothered.
Fucking
He was
Kermit the
like,
Frog ass voice ass.
fuck.
I
Um
really took you out of it on that one. Wow, okay.
Yeah, cause now I'm just picturing Trick mocking him, being like, "Oh, I don't know, Ethan. I'm not really afraid of you," and then just kind of like
Was that a Miss
laying it
Piggy
out.
impression?
That was an attempted Carmen impression. Apparently, that did not do well.
Oh.
Um, so yeah, I'm essentially where Foster is. I don't necessarily like Trick taking Ethan lightly. I get that it's Ethan. I get that, but
Do you know
it
what
is
would
a
be the
Devil's
best
Playground
though? Is
match.
if Trick took Ethan lightly and fucking won anyway. That would be the best.
Well, wait a minute. If that happens, are we gonna get an Ashton cackle out of it?
100%, yes.
Then let's do it. Worth it. Fuck Ethan. Moving on. I was gonna make a whole point about how wrestling's important. You got to take care of your opponent. But I mean, for an Ashton Cackle, that's the only thing I like more than Ashton Despair. So
Dude, this promo,
absolutely.
I'm not even joking you. I'm on a page that has like the results from NXT on it, and this one promo literally takes up almost as much space as the entire rest of the show prior to this segment happening.
Yeah.
It was so long.
Oh man. So after this, I mean, I legitimately I had more points, but I'm like, no, you know what? Fuck Ethan. And if we get an Ashton Cackle out of it, that's really all I care about. So cool. And Trick, of course, retaining. But we get Carmen Petrovic versus Sol Ruka. Earlier in the night, we had a segment with her, that being Carmen, Sol, and Brinley. And, they're like, well, there is something
It's
going
like a
on between you and
three-stage evolution.
Yeah, I know, right?
It's like Brinley is like the most basic form where she's just kind of there, and then she evolves into Carmen, and it's like, whoa, there's some interesting stuff going on here. She wields a sword now, and she looks kind of like a skinny Dove Cameron. And then she evolves again, and it's like, whoa, now she's a freaky athlete and almost 6 feet tall. Holy shit!
Evolution do be like that, bud.
Yeah, I've heard it's a mystery.
Yeah, I think that's enough to not get copyrighted.
I
Curtis
stopped
said,
after one word. I would sure hope we wouldn't get copyrighted.
I mean, capitalism only gets worse, never better, bud. So let's hope. Um, Curtis said, dude, did you guys see the diss tracks both men have done on each other? I think I've only seen one, Curtis. I, I did not see one because apparently Ethan did one,
Ethan,
and
yeah, Ethan made a diss track, and I watched it. I'm ashamed to say that I actually did watch it, and I even left my comments in the Discord. And if I remember correctly, the gist of my comments, surprisingly not bad lyrics, absolutely no flow whatsoever, which shouldn't be surprising because it's Ethan fucking Page. And it also turned out that he didn't even write the lyrics. So I thought I was giving him credit when it turned out I wasn't. I was giving some other guy credit for the lyrics.
well, a white man getting unnecessary credit for appropriating parts of black culture. What a shock.
Right?
Um,
Yeah, no, and it turned out that the guy that wrote his lyrics was the guy that was like in the video with him. Let me see if I can find it actually. The guy's name is Valid. The guy that wrote the lyrics name was Valid, and he's
okay,
in the
okay.
video with Ethan.
All right, all right.
Yeah, and he's
Yeah,
like
I've only seen the
this.
one district.
He's got like this big ass fucking like Braun Strowman beard. It's pretty epic.
Nice, nice. Have there been any other diss tracks besides those two? Did Trick come out with another one or something?
I
Or
don't. If Trick came out with another one, it was really really recent and it hasn't been posted in the Discord yet. But I'm assuming that Curtis is just referring to the one that was from before the CW debut.
right, right, right. Yeah, I saw Tricks and that was pretty good. Um,
Did the one that you saw
apparently
with Trick have Devon as Reverend Devon in it,
I
or
I don't remember. I don't think so
okay, so maybe
actually.
Trick did come out with a new one then.
We'll have to check that out. I mean, Reverend Devon. I mean, I thought Reverend Devon's theme was underrated as hell.
I hope that it's
So
just Trick spitting truth and then Devon going, "Oh my brother, testify."
I would pop.
Yeah, me too. I kind of already did.
Yeah, you did. You're precious. Anyway,
Your
Soul and
face is precious, and
wow.
your son.
What that is objectively true, Abel. We love you so fucking much. Soul and Carmen go one on one. So yeah, again, they had that segment earlier, and they're like, "Well, something is going on between you and Ashanti, right?" And then Carmen's like, "You think you know what I'm into? You don't, but you will."
Also,
And
I want
so
to correct
Carmen,
myself because I do feel bad about something that I said earlier. I said that Carmen looks kind of like a skinny Dove Cameron. Dove Cameron's already really fucking skinny. What I really should have said is she looks like Dove Cameron if she got that weird buccal fat removal surgery. Because Dove Cameron has like a really cute face with like nice chubby cheeks, and I think she's adorable. But Carmen has like a really slim, like really lean face. But other than that, she looks a lot like Dove Cameron.
right? Thank you for clarifying.
I
Yes.
apologize for the interruption, but yeah, continue.
Anyway, so yeah, they have the match, and the match is fine. Ashanti's with a woman, like in the stands, so that was kind of interesting. And Carmen does get distracted, and that ends up costing her the match because she gets her soul snatched. I do like Soul Ruka. It's a shame that her and Roxanne never had a program before Julia and Stephanie showed up, because now I just feel like that's not happening. I would have liked to have seen what Roxanne and Soul could have done together. But you know what? Maybe that's a future match for the main roster. You don't know. Already talked about Oba and Nikita. Already talked about Hank and Tank and Lucian and Bronco.
I can't believe Nikita is just doing anything. Honestly, like, did you see the tier list that I posted recently in Wrestling Discussion?
I know that you posted one, but I'm going to be honest, I didn't look at it.
I posted
So
two.
I know you posted them, but I didn't look at them. So
Okay, well,
yeah.
I posted tier lists that were NXT centric. I posted a men's and a women's tier list for the NXT roster, and for the women's, and to be clear, by the way, these were literally just my opinion on the overall ability of the entire roster. Is not like just an in-ring thing or just a promo thing. It's everything. It's like in-ring, promo, star power, look, potential for growth, marketability, everything. Like literally everything, right? And the only S tier woman that I had was Jada Parker
Yeah.
because Roxanne is great at everything, but I don't think she's that good at promos, and I do think that her height is a little bit of a drawback. Um, and Julia, with the promos is going to be an issue, and I also think that her in ring needs a lot of time to adjust to American style. They were both in
Yeah.
A tier, by the way. But in F tier, I had Ava, the general manager and the Rock's daughter. And then behind her, at the very bottom of the list, I had Nikita Lyons, just to give you an idea of how I feel about her.
Right, right, right. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I definitely, man. I'll have to, because I know you just kind of broke it down, but I do want to, like, I always do better like with visual stuff. So I do want to look at the charts and just kind of visualize myself and see where I agree and disagree. So I'm looking at the men's now. I love that Oba's alone in S tier. That is
Oh yeah, dude.
perfect.
Honestly, if I wanted to get really cheeky with it, I would add a tier above S that would be like SS or S plus, and Oba would be there, and there'd be nobody in S just to show how above the rest of the roster he is.
See, and I would be even cheekier and I would name the tier OF for Obafemi and just be like, this is why he stands alone.
But then
Um,
people would be like, Oba Femi's in the OnlyFans tier? That's weird.
I mean, would anyone complain?
I wonder how many people
That's
he would get subscribed.
I mean, I'm not saying I would be one, but I'm definitely saying I would be
Honestly,
one.
even if there wasn't
So,
even lewd content, if he just posted like his workout routine, people would be on that shit like white on rice.
um, wait, I have a question for you about your women's tier. I just want to make sure that I'm not overlooking anything first.
Okay.
Give me just a second. Where is Mother Hen Ren?
Ren. Oh, she must not have been in the tier maker that I used.
Yeah, because I don't know. Like emotionally, I'd put her in the A tier, but I even feel like on wrestling, she should at
No,
least be somewhere in the B tier.
B. Yeah, I'd probably put her in like high B somewhere. Like probably like somewhere around like Kalani and JC, somewhere in that range.
Yes, that's fair. Anyway, yeah, I just wanted to scan these just to get more of a visual component. Let us move on here. Um, fucking Lexus King. Fuck Lexus King. Oh yeah, Lexus King might be getting a Heritage Cup Championship match. It seems like it's
He
official.
is, yeah, he is.
Lexus King should thank God and Hickenbottom and everybody fucking else that he
Hicken
gets to.
got him. I popped myself again.
You know what? Just hearing your glorious pop, it was worth it. I'm gonna let you have that one. That he's even breathing the same air as No Quarter Catch Crew. This is one of the best factions,
Disgusting.
on the brand. It is disgusting that Lexus King is doing this. I hope Mother Hen Ren slaps the taste out of his fucking mouth. He sucks. He always sucked,
Do you think they're
and
gonna
he
put the
always will
Heritage
suck.
Cup on him, bro?
let me explain something to you right now. If that happens, no. Just no.
But
I am going to
you started with if that happens. What are you gonna do if that happens?
I'm just going to be skipping Heritage Cup matches going forward. Like if it's on NXT, I am going to do reading. I will talk to people. I will do literally anything else
Yeah.
than let Lexus King sully that fucking championship, especially with his shitty thing. My way, my life. Both suck. Both suck. Your way sucks. Nobody should follow it if they have any good sense. And your life, I mean, kudos to you for not trying to be a Nepo baby, but let's be honest, the only reason you haven't been given up on is because you're a Nepo baby. You can't escape the
It's
circularity of your own genes, fuckface.
true.
And what the fuck's
Also,
going on with that picture?
like, can we address that? Like, this whole story of him trying to be a better person has spun out of this concept that like his father was the biggest fucking heel scumbag dirtbag douche in all of wrestling.
And is that even true? Because I never remember hearing
No,
it. Yeah.
that's the thing. Like again, it's like the Kevin Owens Sami Zayn thing. They're literally relying on us to just not remember something. Like Flying Brian Pillman was beloved. What are you talking about, people? Fuck.
Listen to me right now. Nobody knows what they're doing. It's over. We're cooked.
And it's
Do
all
you
because
understand?
of fucking Fildred.
It really is all his fault, and I'm gonna tell you this, especially because you and the burner account aren't linked, that probably means
What
Obafemi's
burner
never
account
winning
are
a
you
world
talking
title.
about? I don't know what you're talking about.
Look, I will explain later, but it probably also means Obafemi's never winning a world title ever. We should just give up on him before we get hurt, because everything is cooked. Everything. But that's just me. I don't know. Long-time guy of pushing people that just don't end up anywhere. That's why Randy Orton will probably beat Kevin Owens at Crown Jewel, because my happiness means nothing. So, with that said, we have our women's tag team main event match. It was okay. I honestly really didn't care. I'm just looking forward to Halloween Havoc when they faced Cora and Roxanne. They looked good here. They both seem super over. And yeah, that's just essentially how I feel about the show. And yeah, and then
Wait,
Zaria, or Zaria, her debut got cut short. So that was
yeah,
cool.
that was really unfortunate. Also, I have to come back to Alex Foster's message. He said, in kayfabe, didn't Pillman make a woman his servant? And that just makes me wonder, are they doing this entire angle with Lexus King so that when him trying to be a good guy doesn't work, he can just revert to, you know what? Screw it. This isn't working. I'm going to embrace being Brian Pillman's son. And they're going to have him like beat Ashanti the Adonis in a match where it's gonna make Carmen Petrovich his fucking woman slave or something. Jesus Christ.
If this was any other time, I would say I would pull you aside, obviously publicly, because we mean too much on this show probably, and I'd be like, Ashton, your face is tilting. But given everything, somehow,
And given
somehow,
that Shawn Michaels loves paying homage to the past, especially the Attitude Era,
yeah, yeah, yeah. Somehow this is all gonna connect, and you're gonna be right about this, and I'm gonna be left with my brain in my hands because I'm just gonna be absolutely gobsmacked. So Foster said, "Not gonna lie, I think I'm growing to really dislike this Carmen Ashanti story." I'm still intrigued by it, Foster, but I'd like to go deeper on your feelings if you want to say in chat, like
yeah,
why
please fill
you
us in
dislike
on
it.
what you dislike about it and why you dislike it.
Yeah, because I'm still here for it. To be honest, though, I do want them to get together and for Ashanti to start getting wins. I think that'd be pretty dope. But that was essentially NXT. And I think that's it for the week because we already touched on AEW. We're not going to get negative stuff on AEW because once you've said one negative thing about it, you've seemingly said all negative things about it. Already touched on a little bit of TNA, at least the things about Bound for Glory that I cared about. So I think, all in all, we can get to questions. I mean, let me just do the check in. Did you do any extracurriculars this week?
No.
You silly fucking shit.
I
I didn't
can't
do
believe
any.
that popped too.
Well, just you were so like the sophisticated guy. You were a snodgrass about no,
I was
and then
going
you
for
just
Bugs Bunny actually.
you failed. You failed. But I didn't do any extracurriculars either, so it's fine. Let's open up the forum to questions. Anybody has any questions about this week in the world of wrestling, feel free to ask. But in the meantime, let's just read this message from Foster. I guess I've just never liked romance in wrestling. Plus, I just feel like Ashanti being as toxic in character as he is him being with a woman just feels kind of gross. Valid. Valid. I can see that. Oh god, Carmen's not one of those "I can fix him" type women, is she? Jesus Christ.
Whoa, that would be super real life though.
God. Alright. Any questions, people?
Literally, that's a lyric in an Olivia Rodrigo song.
She's pretty talented.
She says in one of her songs, "I am my father's daughter, so maybe I can fix him."
Wow. I'm just gonna nip this in the bud right now. Javaris had a non-wrestling question. John, have you gotten Sparking Zero yet? My friend, that is not going to be happening because my computer specs don't match up with Sparking Zero. So my system would be
Isn't
unable
it
to
on
play it.
Switch?
It might be, but I don't think I'm inclined to make that investment because I don't really play the Switch too often. So I am really with gaming, I'm all about that PC master race, to be quite honest. So it'll probably be a good bit, if ever, that I play Sparky Zero. I'm sure it'll happen one day. But and honestly, when it happens for that one day, it's probably gonna be at $10. So it'll be super cheap for me to get. But I've been seeing good things. I've been watching a lot of videos, Javaris, and yeah, seems pretty fucking sweet. Okay, so now to get to the wrestling questions. First, we have Foster, but we did get a caster sales question. So Foster said, "Is there any steps the Bloodline story could make that would turn it around for you guys?" Um, yeah, Roman apologizing would go a long way, actually. Roman acknowledging that he did wrong, acknowledging Roman acknowledging that he did wrong and
Oh.
being accountable. Why is my cat tearing up the furniture? Oh my god. Oh my god. Wookie, no, get down over there. She's not gonna listen to me from over here. But anyway, yeah, Roman just being accountable to Jay and Jimmy. I mean, to be honest, Jimmy Uso just not being Jimmy Uso would be a huge step up. But I know that's a big ask, for me. So no eat, no eat. Do you have anything you'd like to add about steps it could take for the storyline to win you over?
No yeet.
No eat. Okay, fair enough. Caster sales. If Oba, Tyson, and Tyreek form a trio. Would this be the most scary team in the whole WWE? If Tyson and Tyreek were pushed and actually credible right now, absolutely. Oba's terrifying by himself. To be honest, he doesn't need underlings. Um,
But if
but
he did get them, it would be pretty great, especially because they would literally be part of Oba's kingdom and he is the emperor.
I'm gonna be honest, and I feel like this is one time I'd get away with this. Normally I would say not as great as your face, but given that Oba's a part of it, I mean, I think we can agree he eclipses all of our faces.
I
So
agree, yeah.
yeah,
Anything involving Oba, you can place that ranked above my face any day of the week.
yeah. Well, I mean, damn. I think we're all a little thirsty for Obafemi right now.
Anyone who
Javaris,
isn't, maybe we should check their health.
valid. Super Blue. Do you think Oro will be in King's Corner for the cup match? Honestly, Super Blue, yes. I actually had the same thought. I'm surprised that they didn't conclude that. They seem to leave it on a cliffhanger of will Lexus King find a corner man for his cup match? And I'm like, it's gonna be Oro. It's yeah. So
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know why they're kind of like, pussyfooting around it. But yeah,
Pussyfooting.
I know. It's unbelievable. Let's
I
see.
liked that little accent.
Yeah, yeah, that's right. That was just for you and no one else, even though it's live. Fuck it. Anyway,
There are 9 people
Foster.
here.
Yeah, I know. Thank you guys for being here, by the way. It's nice to have a crowd for once. I feel like lately we haven't had many like
Yeah.
active chats because nobody watches Marigold apparently. Um Foster said, I love Oba and Tyson and Tyreek, but I love Tyson and Tyreek as they are. Just put them on TV. Yes, King. Yes. Fuck, Foster, I love you. I feel like I haven't said that enough lately. So remember, Foster, you're beautiful. You're a goddamn gift to this planet, and you're one of the reasons I haven't given up on life yet. So, carry that with you.
Who is the most like trying to remember something and it's gone. Continue.
All right. If you remember it, though, feel free to interrupt me. Uh, Super Blue, do you think Aura and King could become a tag team and be in the next Dusty Classic? Um,
Okay, you should keep doing this, Super Blue. I just want to make sure we clear this up. It's Oro, not Aura. Feel like fucking
yes.
Hermione Granger over here.
Yeah. So Oro and
It's
King.
Leviosa, not Leviosa.
Yes. But
Jesus Christ.
they've done Strange Bedfellows before Super Blue. I could definitely see that.
God, I hate
Um,
that so much. I don't want it.
but it's his way, his
No,
life.
you literally just said that it's both shit earlier.
Yeah,
Why
but
are you
if it
quoting
means
it now? Just because you know
if it
it'll piss me off?
okay, yeah, I mean, you know this dynamic's unhealthy.
Trolling ass.
Yeah. Oh wait, Javara said we kind of skipped. Oh wait, no, okay. Okay, asking about
Why, yeah.
Fatal Influence.
Yeah. I mean,
Cuz
from an in kayfabe standpoint, that legitimately makes zero sense. It makes negative sense. It makes, and I'm not, like, honestly, it kind of makes it seem like Ava is playing favorites and that those women, the Fatal Influence, are the favorites.
actually, wait a minute, because now that Javaris has us on this question, and now that we and by the way, Javaris, I did not mean to skip it. Sometimes I don't know when you're asking a serious question and when you're like venting because of like the all caps and stuff. Um, didn't Ava even say they had to beat Stephanie and Julia to get that shot? Or they just had to I feel like she said you had to beat them, not just be in a match with them, and they lost.
I didn't pay attention. Dude, I genuinely I tend not to listen to Ava when she speaks.
Okay, I understand that. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like she was like, "You gotta beat Stephanie and Julia." Maybe I'm wrong. Guys, here's the thing. If I say something, it's probably wrong. That's a good rule of thumb to go by, but
That's
I just
literally
thought
the opposite of the truth. If John says something, it's probably right.
usually, I would say that's more politics than wrestling, and even then,
No, no,
just
no,
take
no.
everything
Let
I
me
said with a grain of salt.
clarify. If John says something that he thinks is a fact, it's probably right. If John says something because he's trying to predict something that he thinks might happen or that he's trying to ask for something to happen that he wants to happen, then maybe back off the gas a little bit.
You know what? You had my back enough there that, you know what? Appreciate it, honestly. Um,
Cuz
so
you're really good at being attentive. Way fucking better than me. But you're also really good at, like, how do I put this?
being
Um,
unhinged.
Getting ahead of yourself when it comes to, wrestling, and you're always early on your predictions. You're always like, this is gonna happen now, and then it doesn't, but then it happens like either a few months or a year or two later.
Us really perceiving me has made me want to lash out. So I just want to say too that I really hope Randy Orton gets a power bomb to Crown Jewel. I
Dude,
want to talk.
we were talking about that. I think he's gonna lose to Kevin by ref decision, like the way that Kevin won his first NXT title.
Look, we can just look. I'm coming from a place of concern. I used to be a doctor. I just want to test the metal of those
Yo,
steel rods
you
in his back.
wait, stop, pause. You used to be a doctor? Elaborate, please.
Well, I mean, my degree from Kinko speaks for itself. I don't know what to tell you.
What is
Anyway,
Kinko's?
it's like I think like a copying place. So I pretty much, I'm pretty much admitting to medical malpractice, but I don't know. It seems to be non-admissible, so nobody's gonna do shit to me. Um,
Wait, a copying place? Like a
like
place where you
photocopying.
go
Yeah.
to get things copied?
Yes.
Isn't that just like Target or not Target, Staples?
I mean, possibly. I don't know, man. I've never been in a Staples. What do you think I am? Some kind of weirdo?
Are you
E-
aging yourself right now?
I don't know what's happening. Javaris, please do not do that. No need. Again, it's gonna happen one day, brother. I get my computer upgraded every couple of fucking years, and I guarantee you, my next upgrade will probably play Springs. I'm willing to play the long game, and then when I
I am
do,
curious what your computer's spec is now, because I know your last one was like a 1050 Ti graphics card, but I don't know what your current one is. I'm
like,
guessing it's a 1060.
I think that's right, but I'd have to scan.
Yeah,
But yeah,
I'm
Javaris,
surprised a 1060 can't handle Sparking Zero at low graphics
it's
settings.
yeah, I don't know, but Javaris, look, I already planned on all of us being bestiest friends forever, so we've got time, my brother. No need, no need. Do not worry about it, because if you send me a console, I'm telling you, I will send it back. I am very bad about accepting gifts of that magnitude. So, with that said, then I should get you a new PC. No, don't worry about it. It's gonna be taken care of. I promise. Super Blue. Wait, let me see. Let me just make sure that I didn't skip over anybody. Okay, Foster, Fatal Influence, and da, 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 da. Oh, no, no, no. We did skip Caster. Okay, and maybe Chiefin. So let me read Chiefin real quick. Okay, no, that was just a comment about AEW. Caster sales. Do you think Cody is a symbol of a generation that is not doing so well? I mean, he's not doing so well. I kind of hate Cody. So is he a symbol of a generation? That feels unfair to the generation that he would be a symbol of.
How can you say that Cody's not doing so well? He's the WWE champion.
But he has that face.
But he also made the decision on purpose, actively with his own agency, to get that tattoo.
I don't know why that really shouldn't have popped me, but I think the way you built that up was great. I don't know. Look, do we even have to talk about him? I hate him. Let's just
Did you
fuck
ever
it. So
watch his promo from last night?
no, because I don't
God
hate myself
damn it!
that much.
You know what? You need to pull it up right now. We're gonna get a live reaction to it right here live on.
Don't you get tone with me
Pull it
right
up.
now.
Come
That's
on.
not it.
Come on, do it. Pull it up. I'll send you the link if you want.
Send me the link.
Yeah,
Eat my ass, by the way. Just feel the need to say that preemptively.
you're welcome.
Oh my god. Why do I need to watch this?
Because
Foster's even saying it's so bad. Don't you tell
we
me that I'm the
suffered
only
through it. You're going to suffer through it too.
Don't you ever fucking tell me again that I'm the only unhinged one in this relationship.
Have I ever told you that?
I feel like you give that vibe. I
Well,
feel
I
like you
mean, a
give that
vibe is
vibe.
one thing, but
Yeah, and your face is another. Just send the goddamn link.
okay.
Everybody's telling me, please don't. When I'm the heel in the group and people are looking out for me, this is making me terrified. God. Can I at least watch it at 2 times speed to save time?
As long as you have the audio on,
Yes.
and then you're gonna have to hear Cody's squeaky voice.
Oh, fuck. I hate myself, but not this much. Shit.
You should have done it on your own time, man. You wouldn't have to do it here.
You know what? I was so good about wrestling this week. You could have given me a mulligan on this one thing.
This
God.
is the thing that you needed to do the most.
This is the thing that you need to do the most. You know, your face was the thing that you needed to do the most. Where's that improvement, huh? When when are you going to
How many
evolve,
times have
huh?
you told me to my face that it can't be improved?
Fuck you. Fuck you and your children. All right, I'm
I
gonna
don't
watch
have
this.
any children, Buster.
Oh God, how fortunate for you. I hope you get cursed one day and somehow you happen to have children. I don't know how it'll happen, but it'll happen.
You
All
don't
right.
mean it. You don't fucking mean it.
You're about to make me watch a Cody promo. I mean everything right now, you fuck. All right. Everybody shut the fuck up. I'm about to watch this. Oh God, here we go. Oh, that little fucking head twist.
Uh,
Oh God, the fucking lisp and everything else. Fuck. God, the pandering. The pandering. God. Oh God. Fuck. 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 Fuck.
this is what we call taking our medicine, folks.
You smug son of a bitch.
I watched this live, sir.
I'm not even watching this on 2 times speed.
Ugh, man. Neither could I. I couldn't watch it at 2 times speed either. I watched it on TV.
Oh, I'm so sorry for you. It's not like you could avert your attention to literally anything else.
You're right, I couldn't.
How dare you, Codius, you piece of shit. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh my God. Fuck. Okay, finally the beatdown I could skip over. Oh my, that was so pretentious,
Yeah.
so masturbatory,
Yep.
so look at me. Fuck you. God.
Now you
I think
understand why you needed to experience that.
I think you like in one swoop you brought your dad back to life and killed him a second time from the cringe. Even he couldn't have bared this shit.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Dude, yeah. That was fucking awful. I know that you really didn't want to rant today, but like if any week Cody fucking deserved to be lambasted, it is this fucking week.
Honestly, we picked a perfect time to do this because I'm in need of a shower, and that already made me feel dirtier than I already feel, which is honestly
Dude,
fucking impressive.
perfect.
Jesus fucking
Is
Christ.
that a contender for worst promo of the year?
Yes.
Dude, right?
Yeah.
I'm glad we agree on this. Yes.
Dude, even just the one line alone. You took away their woe. You want to woe? Let's woe. One, two, three. What is this? Dora the fucking the No, I'm not woeing with you. You sack of shit. Fuck you. I miss Roman as champion so much. I get that he was an abusive, gaslighting piece of shit, but he had charisma for days, which is why he could get away with being a fucking abusive, gaslighting piece of shit. Fuck. God, that was so bad. He is a charisma black hole. Fuck a vacuum. I mean, a Dyson doesn't even have this sucking capacity. He's full on black hole. It's unfucking believable. It's unfathomable. Just everything and the neck tattoo. It's like
He still hasn't decided to cover it up.
God, the growth on fucking wait, hold on. The growth on Jillian's face. I was trying to remember her name. Is less distracting than that fucking abomination of ink that he calls a fucking tattoo. Jesus, like, like I envy John McCain's brain tumor because it took him out before he had to listen to that promo. Where's my fucking brain tumor to protect me? Shit. Fuck. All right. All right. Okay. It's over. It can't hurt me anymore. And you know what?
Hooray.
I know after some time, I'm going to be proud of you for doing this to me, but not today.
You know what? I
So,
can accept that.
you know what, Super Blue? Thank you so much for reminding us. Bro, you and I agreed we would do a preview and predictions for Halloween Havoc. So, do you want to do that after we finish up questions here and before high spots,
Yes.
low shots?
Yes.
Okay. Then for now, let's remember that we got to do preview predictions, but let's resume questions. I don't think anybody asked questions while I was in pain. So, Super Blue asked, do you think Private Party will win the tag titles on Wednesday or split up for good and turn on each other? I would hope winning the tag titles. The baby faces need to do something against the Ku Klux Klan Club or whatever the fuck they're calling themselves. I know they're probably still calling themselves the same thing, but fuck. So yeah, I'm gonna say win the tag
Ku,
titles.
Ku Klux Klambros. That's what Alfred calls him.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Do you think they win the titles, bro, or do you think LOL AEW they lose and
Here's the thing.
dissolve or whatever?
I do think that they're going to win the titles, but it's not because this was the plan for a long time. This is literally a last minute decision by Tony Khan to be like, look, everyone, we're not a racist company. It's just that, the most interesting thing going on right now is the skinheads.
That sentence shouldn't exist. Fuck.
You forgive us, right? We gave the black guys the tag team titles. You forgive us, right?
Black wrestling fans, particularly in our chat, so Super Blue, Foster, Javaris, and anybody that I'm forgetting, forgive me. You need to tell me how you feel about the state of wrestling right now as far as representation for y'all, because I feel like you're being done dirty, but I don't want to have like a white savior complex or whatever the fuck, and you could speak for yourself. So, are you being
Yeah.
done dirty, or is this just me? And Javaris, I love you so much, my brother, but please do not get us talking about Kyle Fletcher because I'm thinking, why does he look like Don Callis Jr.? What the
Dude,
fuck is
I'm
going on
so
over there?
glad that you said that because to me, I was like, bro, why does he look like Don Callis and Lex Luger had a baby?
Since Don Callis is already so phallic, I think we can call Kyle Fletcher the smegma of Don Callis.
He really does look like he's going for that late 90s Don Callis jackal look.
Oh, fuck. I am in so much pain just thinking about so much in wrestling right now. But we I'd say we'll endure, but is it really enduring if you feel like there's nothing left? I feel like that should be a Linkin Park lyric. Anyway, regardless, um, not seeing any. Well, I guess that technically was a question from Javaris. Why is Kyle Fletcher? Why did you verbally? Why did you textually enunciate bald like that? What the fuck? Why is Kyle Fletcher bald now? Maybe him.
Flustered much, bud.
I just want to die. Like, fuck. Oh, fuck AEW so much. Let's see. Super Blue. The Elite are the tag team champions, and you skip my NXT title. Wait, what? Okay, so we're gonna do a preview of Halloween Havoc. You already said that. Oh, okay. No, I actually did miss, and I apparently there were two questions you asked Super Blue that we skipped. So let's just go back to these real quick. Your first question that you asked much earlier, you said after losing to Motor City Machine Guns, do you see DIY goes heel or does Ciampa turn on Johnny and chase the US title? I could see them being a heel tag. It'd be interesting seeing them be a heel tag team at the same time, but I also wouldn't be surprised if Ciampa turns on Johnny. But I'm going to side with them being a tag team for a bit longer. I don't think Triple H has any interest in splitting them up yet. What about you, Ashton? You got any opinions on this?
I think Triple H loves DIY way too much to split them up this quickly. And also, if he were to split them up, I feel like it would just be retreading territory to so much of a degree that like it would be ridiculous. Like if you're gonna split them up, I almost feel like the best way to do it. Now again, I have to emphasize that the best way is not necessarily the way that they're going to end up going. So they could just end up doing a retread of their NXT bullshit. But I feel like the best way to do it would have them be mutually parting ways and going in opposite directions, like maybe even opposite brands. Like have them part ways like before, during, or immediately after WrestleMania, and then have them get drafted to different brands individually.
Yeah, I could see that. And then the other super real question was, um, do you think Alexander and Evans will win the tag titles next week? Well, we could just make that next week. So that's not going to be
7
on Halloween Havoc.
No, yeah, they. I don't think that they're on the Halloween Havoc card. I think that they have a tag title shot next episode of SmackDown, like next Tuesday.
Well, then, they should win just to make that episode of NXT feel special. It should main event and they should win, mainly because I think Cedric's done great work for a long time and he's done it very quietly and whatnot. And Javon deserves some hardware. I mean, let's see how he does as a champion. I mean, my God, he just got in the ring with Randy Orton recently. I don't know what else we have to do. So I'm going to say yes. I'm going to say yes, they will win the tag titles. I believe in them. And it seems like Axiom and Frazier are coming undone at the seams. So I don't think they're going to be able to hold it together. So I'm going to say yes. What about you, partner? Do you expect a title change, or do you think the Dweebs will retain again against all odds?
Yeah, Dweebs retain.
Of course. You're probably right. Fuck. But I still have hope.
Mostly just
Uh,
because it's the safest bet, honestly.
oh my God. Abel is in the chat. Did I make it in time for my favorite segment? You bet your sweet ass you did. Uh, Javar said Fletcher being bald was an assault on his eyes. I agree. Not as bad of an assault as the AI LA Knight doing the Joe Hendry theme, but pretty close.
Dude, I love how he's like, I am nothing like you to Will like 8 times in a row. It's like, okay, learn how to sell.
Yeah. Jesus. I don't see any other questions. Okay, so going once, going twice, going three times, closing the gate. Let's okay, so we're gonna do preview predictions next and then Abel's favorite segment? Or did you want to close with preview predictions? How do you want to do this?
Let's just do preview predictions now because there's only 5 matches.
All right, so let's go through the card. What match do you want to start with?
Um, the one that doesn't have a stip, Roxanne and Cora versus Julia and Steph.
I think Julie and Steph win this easily. In fact, I'll even go one step further. I think Stephanie's going to pin Roxanne so
Yeah,
that kind of gives her opening to the title.
yeah, that definitely makes the most sense. I'll sign on to that. Next up, the only other match without a title on the line. Andre Chase versus Ridge Holland in an ambulance match. Ridge definitely wins here.
It definitely wins, yeah.
I would love it if Duke would return to help Andre win, but I don't see it happening.
Yeah, I agree.
Kalani Jordan versus a member of Fatal Influence. Spin the wheel, make a deal. Spinner's choice for the North
Um,
American Women's Championship.
I wonder. I wonder if they're gonna rip off the bloodline and they're gonna do fatal influence rules. Um,
Where they can just all three just participate.
yeah, I do wonder if they're gonna want
Then
to freebird
Daria
the
or
title.
Zarya shows up and helps Kalani win. Ooh.
Oh yeah, because what role is she gonna play at Halloween Havoc? I wonder, if any. But yeah, I think I'm gonna say Kalani retains because I feel like when the deck is this stacked against the babyface, they find a way to come out on top. So I'm gonna say Kalani retains the title. What about you?
Bro, can you imagine? Kalani has all these successful retentions against fucking Wendy Chu, Tatum Paxley, like all these women, like Sol Ruka, all these women that we would rather see win the title than her. And then she drops it to fucking Fallon Henley or JC Jane.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. They would do
Well,
that too. They would 100% do that too. Um, you know what? Fuck. No, 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 no. I am going to pick Kalani. I am going to pick Kalani to retain. I was so close to saying fuck it and picking the member of Fatal Influence to win the title, but I don't know. I do feel like Zarya showed up during that little moment for a reason. I think that she's probably going to be the next North American Women's Champion.
yeah, I'd Foster. I gotta say that gives me false hope that I refuse to entertain because he said that he saw someone said Gigi returns and beats Kalani, joining Fatal Influence. I'd love for Gigi Dolan to get something to do. I
I would
miss her
love
and
that
Ariana
too, but
Grace.
why would she join Fatal Influence when, like, the last thing that she had involving JC Jane was them hating each other?
I don't know, man. I mean, Cora and Roxanne are back together. Maybe friendship is possible on NXT. I don't
Yeah,
know.
I guess, but like, I don't know. I mean, we also have the unfinished story with Gigi and Ariana, who, like, where is Ariana? I miss her. She hasn't wrestled since like July, I think.
I know. I want my Ariana Grace content, damn it.
If you noticed, she was in my A tier in the women's division.
Yes, yes, I did. You are definitely a man of culture, good sir. Next matchup.
I love that Alex and I had the same thought. He literally said in chat, plus Gigi still needs to become a proper lady thanks to Ariana. No, I won't let that go. Same, Alex. Same.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Never give up on your dreams.
Also, since you did point out Abel's here, he said, anyone else feel like this card is lacking Lash Legend? I mean, thankfully, she's not going to be on no pay per view or no PLEs upcoming because she's literally going to fly to Saudi Arabia to be on Crown Jewel. She's one of the teams that's going to be in the Crown Jewel Women's Tag Title match. That's pretty incredible, if you ask me.
So
Huh?
Ariana is on TNA with her papa currently. Last time Javaris checked, of course, Santino ruins everything yet again.
God damn it. Anyway, Tony D versus Oba. Do we think Oba wins the title back?
Actually, I think Tony finds a way to retain. I'm gonna go Tony retains.
I'm picking Oba to get the title back. I think this was a mere hiccup in the reign of Oba. I think he's going to win the title back, and I do still think that he's going for that double title reign.
I see. You just want to see him just absorb all the gold, don't you? It's gonna be.
Listen, man. If they didn't want me to go back on my bullshit and thinking that Oba's going to be a double champion, they shouldn't have given me the hope that he's going after this title again. Anyway,
So it's their fault.
yeah, obviously, yeah. Trick Ethan in. Oh,
Trick.
by the way, I should have mentioned that Tony D and Oba is tables, ladders, and scares, but they changed the rules so that the match can only be won by pinfall now.
What?
Yeah,
It's you know what? I'm cool with it.
we literally were like, oh, I really don't like that they gave the big guys the ladder match, but like, nope, they backed out of it and they gave them a pinfall match. It's just gonna feature tables, ladders, and scares, whatever the hell that means.
Ladders feel kind of superfluous. I mean, I guess as a weapon, sure, but you know what I mean. It's
I
just
mean,
weird.
we got to see Oba powerbomb Luca Crucifino through a ladder.
I mean, again, he Joe Pesci that entire family.
Yeah,
I popped.
yeah. Trick versus Ethan. Devil's Playground
Trick.
match.
Trick. I'm more curious. I miss when NXT used to have kind of like shocker endings. I'd like if somebody would attack Trick afterwards and like,
Dude, imagine if
yeah.
Oba makes relatively quick work of Tony, like beats him in under 10 minutes. Trick beats Ethan, and then Oba shows up and just fucking eviscerates Trick afterwards. Oh,
Happy
injected into my
Halloween.
fucking veins.
Happy Halloween, bitch. Also, it is
And then on
funny.
the mic afterwards, he goes, I guess I really whooped that Trick, didn't I?
Yeah, yeah, there you go. It is. I just realized the poetry of a show called Halloween Havoc, Halloween being a holiday encapsulated by the activity of trick or treating, main evented by a guy whose first name is Trick. So,
Yeah.
way to go, NXT. I see you, NXT. I see you. Uh, well, look at Abel.
Oops.
He's like, I didn't know that about Lash. That's pretty legendary.
Abel, you're legendary.
It's so real. Okay, now time for the segment that we all give a shit about. Mainly my son, who, like, I don't know, the step down between him and the rest of humanity is pretty fucking nuts. High spots and low shots. I'm gonna say my low shot is Jey Uso. You lost the Intercontinental title, and sure, you cost the Tongans the tag titles. But you also forgave Jimmy, which, ew, he's a twin. No yeet. Who's your low shot?
Cody Rhodes.
Say that again.
Cody Rhodes
For existing.
for cutting a worst promo of the year, for knowing that Gunther is literally going to just beat the fuck out of him at Crown Jewel, and for knowing that Kevin Owens is waiting for him around the corner, and for knowing that, like, he's basically sacrificing someone that's supposed to be his friend to Kevin Owens. Like, dude, Kevin Owens right now, the way that they're building him up, I wouldn't want to be in his warpath.
I wouldn't
And
either, man. I love
not
it.
only is Cody in his warpath, but like Cody's putting his loved ones in his warpath. Like Cody is fucked.
Odious, do yourself a favor and stop pursuing Kevin Owens because we know you're going to resume it after Crown Jewel, and just let the beating that you were given outside your tour bus and the other beating of being cropped out of the fucking photo in Kevin Owens' Twitter profile pic be the extent of it. Okay. And as for you, Randall, I mean, again, it's time to really test how strong those metal rods really are, bitch. Anyway, so low shot for you is Cody Rhodes. High spot for me. God, there was so much suck this week. High spot for me. I think. You know what? Just because it was a weird week, I'm going to say high spot for me is the Machine Guns. Won the tag titles in only their third match in WWE. That's pretty knuck and futz as far as I'm concerned.
Definitely.
So, yeah. MCMG are my high spot. Who's your high spot?
Yeah, you definitely picked the best high spot here, so I'm gonna go for a little more low key high spot. And you know what? I'm gonna also keep it really simple. I'm gonna pick Bronson, Braun Breaker, for winning the IC title and for brushing shoulders with Jacob Fatu, getting people excited. And there was that report after Raw, people backstage being really happy with the way that the face-off between Braun and Jacob was received. That's always good news. So yeah, big props to Bronathan.
Yeah, if Jacob knows what's good for him, he'll simmer down. So, just putting that out there. All right. That was the week in review. This has been TWitWoW, the best wrestling podcast made for wrestling fans by wrestling fans on the web today. I'm John. That's my core and commentary action. Guys, be sure to like the video as you file out, subscribe, click the bell icon for notifications so you don't miss any of that TWitWoW goodness. Check out everything we're involved in the description box. Follow us on Twitter and Twitch because we are the best wrestling podcast in all the IWC. And we will see you guys again. Did we agree Monday for Monty Gold?
Yep.
All right. Is that going to be Monday at 5, or do you think we can get away with 6?
It is a bigger show, pay-per-view level show, so I would say probably 5.
Okay. Monday at 5, guys. We will be there. And yeah, it's going to be Bozilla versus Sari headlining for the world title. We've also got Nagisa versus Miku for the United National title. Now, that's a great time.
Hummingbird versus Shozuki,
Yes.
and Yuzuki and Tanaka challenging for the Twin Star Tag titles.
Yes, I'm excited about that because I really like Tanaka, and Yusuke's been on fire lately. So you can join us there for that. Until then, guys, please. I actually, of course, Halloween Havoc live reactions tomorrow at 7. Duh! I almost like completely like planned
Yeah,
on that.
that's gonna
We
be really fun. I think I'm really excited about that show.
Yeah, we just did a preview predictions. Okay, so I'm sorry for derping out there, guys, but I do stand by Monday Gold. That's going to be Monday at 5. But of course, tomorrow at 7, Halloween Havoc. I better remember to be there. God, that was worrying.
Oh
And
man.
yeah, it should be a fun time. So yeah, we'll see you guys then. Be good to yourselves and each other. Tune in and peace out.